Can the new RAV4 off-road? Well, here we have the 2026 Woodland Edition RAV4 plug-in hybrid in this beautiful Everest color. All right, so we're about to hit some trails out here in the RAV4, but we're gonna start with the walk around first. So this one is in the Everest color, which debuted on the 6th Gen 4Runner Trail Hunter. This, you could see, is a plug-in hybrid. So it has a DC charger right there. So you're able to kind of fast charge it. 11 kilowatts fast charging. The Woodland comes with this roof rack up here standard with the crossbars, which I will say it's a little bit windy on the highway, but you do hear them a little bit, but it's cool that they include that. There's also the Woodland logo with it right there. And just look at this Everest color, just kind of sparkling in this Arizona sun. You got 18-inch wheels, and they're wrapped around some Dunlop all-terrain tires. Now, these are 31.5 by diameter on a RAV4. That's kind of crazy. Remember the 5th Gen 4Runner when that came out? That had stock 31-inch tires. Now we have it here on a freaking RAV4. Up front too, you have a unique grille design, which I actually really like on the Woodland versus, kind of the core grades of RAV4 with that honeycomb look. It actually looks pretty good here. And you do have rigid industry fog lights with it too. Now, how we're able to off-road with the RAV4 is the Woodlands. It's raised up about another inch over all the other models. So we have the all-terrain tires, 31s, and then it is lifted up about an extra inch. So this one being the plug-in hybrid, I got some stats right here. We are at 324 combined horsepower with it. It's getting 42 miles per gallon on the highway, 35 in the city with a combine of 38. But you can also have it in full EV mode if you're just going to Starbucks or the grocery store or the mall or something like that. And it's a quick little drive. So you could plug it in at your house, you could plug it in at a fast charger station, and you could get some EV range. I'll put it right here on the screen. I don't remember it exactly, but I'm gonna guess it's 50. Then you also have MPG E of about 100 miles per gallon. But these fenders, as we continue to walk around, these fenders are a little bit thicker too than that of the other RAV4s. So we have a nice thick fender on it. And I just think that the aesthetics of the Woodland is actually pretty good. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. What I like about it is that for off-roading or overlanding, if it's very light like this, I mean, cameras never do it justice with the type of slope and the hill that we're on. But the RAV4, it can get down for what you want it to do. It's not going to do crazy stuff like out in Moab. But if it's just like some fire trails or some service roads or light off-roading, this thing's going to handle really well. Standard too with RAV4s, you're going to get a tow hitch receiver, and they can tow upwards of 3,500 pounds. Sorry about the sun, guys. I know I'm chasing it right now up here on this mountain. I'm going to be careful opening the door. You can see how low we are to the ground right here, but we have some soft touch materials all on the doors, which is very nice. You could see this mineral interior with these kind of patterns in it, which is rad. And then they even continue on the dash right here. You have a cool little cubby hole, just like you have in the 4Runner as well. So I'm sure they're going to make some accessories for that. The dash is very nice and low, so you have great visibility out of it, especially when off-roading. And that soft touch material kind of continues on the dash and wraps itself into the door right there. The interior is also going to be flanked with orange accents for the Woodlands grade. You have an automatic 8-way power adjustable driver's seat, heated, ventilated, and this has the standard 12.3-inch screen right here, which is across the board for RAV4. This one has the smaller 10.5-inch media screen, but you can get it as a 12.9-inch, and this is a brand new multimedia for the RAV4. You have storage over here on the shelf, nice soft touch materials, again, all on the dash, a single wireless charger, cubby space, more cubby space. Look at how my hand just like escapes right there. You have a center console for water, which you can remove this too if you need to put some stuff. Then you have your center console right here, which is dual action. So this is nice and just comfortable padding. You're gonna open it up on this side, open it up this way. You could press both buttons at the same time, flip it around to have kind of a plastic thing to put stuff onto like this. It just kind of goes back as a shelf. And you could put stuff on that if you want, or you could just have it as a standard center console. But we have a trail mode right here, which is already on. You could change it to snow and you have some cool animational graphics. You also have your drive modes over here. So if you press it, you can be in eco mode, sport, custom, which you can actually set up right here on the screen. So if you click it right here, you can configure, maybe you want your powertrain to be sporty, but you want your steering to be loose. I don't know why you would do that. And then you can control the air conditioning as well to ensure that you're getting all that power. Now, since this is a plug-in hybrid, you have different modes right here to change it. But unfortunately, our battery is low because journalists have been driving this vehicle all day. But that is the best thing about a plug-in hybrid. They depleted the battery, so we can't do full EV driving like this. But the car is still able to drive. I don't need to pull over, go to a supercharger or anything like that because I have a naturally aspirated 2.5 liter 4-cylinder up front. So when your EV juice is gone, let's say you have a daily commute of 30 miles. You can run an EV the whole time, charge it at your house, save on gas. It's great. But if you go on a long road trip like this in a RAV4, dude, you run out of juice and then you're still able to use a gas engine and it's a hybrid vehicle, which is very rad. I absolutely love that. Up above that, you can see that we have USB-C charging, 45 watts. Over here, we're gonna mess with this. This is the downhill assist control button. And then you also have a fun button right there, the traction control, if you wanna get a little crazy in the RAV4. I'm gonna have a full video on the new infotainment screen here for you guys. You go into the back right here, you also get the same soft touch materials all throughout. You got a good amount of space in the back here of the RAV4 too. That nice orange texture or that nice orange stitching continues with this mineral interior. The quality and materials of the RAV are definitely very nice. USB-Cs right there and some HVAC. Unfortunately, we don't have pricing yet as of when these videos are coming out. They say that the RAV4 is going to start in the low 30s. So that's about the same as what an LE starts at right now. If you equipped it with the hybrid powertrain, that's about 34. If I had to go out on a limb, I would say that since this is a plug-in hybrid, it's an off-road style vehicle, it may be close to high 40s, maybe into the 50s somewhere, but you still do get a lot of room in the back for the RAV4. You also get these cool all-weather floor mats that say Woodland on them. We have a 1500 watt inverter back here. So if you are going to be camping in the back of the RAV4 or, simple trails like this to go overlanding or camping or whatever, you could have a nice fridge right back there plugged in and you're good to go. But let's go ahead and hit some trails now. So you can see here where we're going to be off-roading the RAV4 in the Tonto National Forest off of Rolls Road. This is OnX Off-Road, guys, sponsor of the channel. Link and discount code in the description. You can see relatively easy trail, but there's a whole mess of trail systems out here, which is absolutely awesome. This roller coaster one, though, I don't think I would take the RAV4 on because you could see that it's a more moderate trail. And the cool thing about OnX Off-Road is you have photos right here to see if your vehicle is capable, and the RAV4 may not be able to do that. So link in description for OnX Off-Road, guys. Let's go ahead and get into some off-roading now. We just put it into trail mode right here. You guys can see. And then when you do that, if you press the camera button right here, it's actually like what you would get on a Tacoma or a 4Runner. It has that torque vectoring system where it can put either 80% to the front, up to 80% to the back, and the computers are trying to figure out, hey, where do we need to send the power of the wheels? So that's pretty cool with like the electric motors in the back, is they're able to calculate that and do that. It's not the craziest of a trail at all, but I mean, it's what some people, if they're gonna build out a RAV4 for like overland and get, almost 40 miles per gallon or something like that, that's a lot better than a body on frame Land Cruiser, especially if you're only doing little trails like this. You can see we're articulating a little bit right here as much as the RAV can, and we are tipsy on it. So this is gonna be a perfect example of that torque vectoring. So you're losing obviously a little bit of traction to the vehicle right here. So I'm gonna set you guys down so we could see us do that real quick. All right, so we're gonna go over that a little bit right here, and you guys can kind of hear and see on the inside about that torque vectoring on what it's doing. So go a little slow, it's catching. guys can kind of hear the ABS applying some brake pressure to certain brakes to not give it too much power and send the power to the other sides of the wheels. So that was cake inside the RAV4. Obviously, you know, a two-wheel drive 4Runner could easily do that, especially with the rear end, with it being a solid axle back there. You have travel that's going to go down and back up. Like, your 4Runner and two-wheel drive could do all of this, but at the same time, the fact that you're in a RAV4 that gets 45 miles per gallon, and when a 4Runner definitely does not, it's just cool when you're on these little roads with the RAV4, and it's pretty capable for that. All right, so now we have the downhill assist control on. So that's just with this button right here, because we're gonna be going down a little descent right here, and I have my foot off the brake, and the car is catching right now to be at about 3 miles an hour. You can see we're maybe teetering at like 20-ish degrees or so. You can hear the brakes catching. It's still wanting to stay at about 3 miles an hour, and my feet, they're completely off the brakes. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of like crawl control that we have in the 4Runner or Tacomas and stuff, but you can't adjust the speed. The car just kind of stays around 3, and you can see that traction control just kind of flashing right now because it's just trying to do its thing. And then if we turn it off, the car will just start rolling. So now it's picking up speed. Well, I hope that was fun off-roading this RAV4. It was a very quick little, somewhat technical course, nothing too crazy. I mean, a two-wheel drive 4Runner could do that stuff, no problem. But we're about to drive back to the casino where we are staying, and just wanted to get some on-road driving impressions for you guys of the Woodlands plug-in hybrid. Again, unfortunately, the battery is pretty much dead on this for the EV system, which means we aren't going to get every single bit of juice out of it. But getting onto the freeway now, good amount of torque, and that's 70 miles an hour. Like, very, very quick out of this vehicle. You did hear the eCVT just pretty much hold the whole time. You heard the engine rev up a little bit. The sound deadening in this vehicle for that engine, which was a huge complaint by a lot of people for the last generation RAV4, they've made it very quiet inside for the engine. You hear it, but not as loud as the last generation. You may hear a lot of wind noise. Again, that is because of those crossbars up top. The Sequoia moonroof or the Sequoia roof rack, a lot of wind noise. The 4Runner with crossbars, a lot of wind noise. So it's a trade-off for sure, because if you're gonna put stuff up top, you know, you're gonna have wind noise out of the vehicle. You're interrupting the air coming up over the vehicle, and it's like just moving all around up there. So you do hear wind noise in this one with the crossbars. You could easily take them off if you don't want them. Again, the visibility out of the car is great. This RAV4 is a car that you could just pick up, drive, and it's super easy. Like, it is not hard to drive this car at all. There's no insane frills with it, especially when the battery is depleted, but you have so much power and torque out of this plug-in hybrid if you did have juice in that battery. So the car drives great. Like I said, it's just a normal car. There's nothing insanely special about it, but this is a great A to B car. If you want to do some light off-roading with it, like I just did with it, you can. You could tow upwards of 3,500 pounds, which is rad. You're getting 40 plus miles per gallon on the highway with this thing. I mean, this is a very multi-purpose car, which is absolutely awesome. I just hope that Toyota executes on the price the way that they should. Again, this is going to be out Q1 of 2026 for a plug-in hybrid model. And then the hybrid versions of these cars, I assume a hybrid Woodland would be part of that potentially. You can find that in December of this year, if everything goes to plan. That's what Toyota is telling us. So guys, truly appreciate you all watching. Ton of RAV4 content here on my channel. If you guys enjoyed it, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. All right, see you later.